So today was a big day for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom because the review embargo was lifted. We talked about this yesterday. Some people were concerned why Nintendo was being so secretive with these reviews. Was there a problem with the game? And I was like, no, they did this with Breath of the Wild as well. If you followed stuff, you would know that, but a lot of people just kind of talk out their butt without realizing they don't know what they're talking about. So, of course, the review embargo lifted at 8 a.m. Eastern time today. Many people were wondering what this game was going to score, how the game was going to do. And now we're going to take a look at the Metacritic scores because I'm sure there will be lots of discussion about it, and I figured it'd be a fun topic. So what did it score on Metacritic? You got to hit that subscribe button first. Go on, hit the subscribe button. All right, I feel like you already did it. 96, folks. 96 on Metacritic, and that is absolutely insane. Metroid Prime Remaster was the highest rated Nintendo Switch game of 2023, coming in at a 94. And Tears of the Kingdom has done it. It's out, you know, it's done what I figured would be impossible, you know, breaking that 95 mark. Is just absolutely insane. This is based on 83 critic reviews. Of course, we're going to look over this stuff. And you know what? I honestly feel like the game deserves it. You know, the game has already come out in Australia. If you make an Australian eShop account, you can play the game. And from what I've played, it's been a very magical experience. That's the only way I've been playing it thus far. But yeah, 96, I think it's well deserved. I think it's well deserved. It's just such a unique and interesting game. So let's take a look at some of these review scores together. And we see here we've got some gameplay footage going on here. I'm guessing this is from the Anuma presentation trailer thing. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I haven't gotten that far yet. So we have 82 positive, 1 mixed. Oh boy. Oh boy, I feel bad for that website. I hope they have some very good reasoning. So, Australian gamers, COG Connected. Like, how do some of these websites get this stuff? Stevior? Like, what? That just sounds like some dude who's like 10 years old in his basement. His name is Steve. And he's like, I'm Stevivore. Like, I don't know, whatever. Know this at the very least. I get the sense that this is it. This is now the Legend of Zelda blueprint. And from here on out, we live in this version of Hyrule, and we couldn't be happier about it. This is both a true sequel and a hoisted flagpole on what this series is and where it's going into the future. I think that's a very interesting statement because I kind of feel the opposite. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is sort of the swan song for this like direct style, and then they're going to move on to something a little bit more different in the future, whether it's in terms of an art style or something like that. Maybe the gameplay remains similar, but, you know, that's kind of an interesting thing. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of the most unique and creative games I've ever played. Yes, it is. There is a lot to do. The world design is a perfect symbiosis between using Link's ability and your own smarts to reach your own goals. One of the best games ever on Nintendo Switch and a must buy. And you can see there's lots of 10s here. 10 or 100 from Washington Post. Ultimately, the lore isn't the main attraction, and isn't it the reason Zelda series has endured for almost half a century. What's more compelling is the game's nod to the collective story of how human imagination pushes us throughout our toughest challenges and sometimes sends us soaring, Jesus, to sights unseen. So that's obviously something that's a main motif of this game, is the creativity aspect. Because I feel like this game is unique in the sense that when you have a puzzle, you know, in a traditional game, and in most video games, when you have a puzzle, there's one way to solve that puzzle. Now, you have to figure out how you're going to solve that puzzle, but at the end of the day, there's always one solution in order to solve it. Whereas with Tears of the Kingdom, that's not the case at all. You know, your playthrough is going to be completely different than somebody else's playthrough on this game. Your playthrough might be different than your other playthrough, which is something I'm kind of realizing right now, in which you sort of handle situations in which you go about doing things and solving puzzles and figuring out how to, you know, optimize your time and optimize your experience and do things in a manner that you want to do them. There's no right or wrong answer. As long as you come to the conclusion at the end of the puzzle, as long as you come to solving it, it doesn't matter how you solve it. And I don't feel like there's ever been a game that's been like that, because it's always been, yes, you feel like you did something creative, but there's still just one solution to it. Game Informer with a 98. MGG. What the hell is MGG? It sounds like MVG. 95. Oh, God. Here we go. Here's the bad one with Gfinity. So obviously, you know, this is the one mixed score here. We could see there's a ton. Oh my goodness, look at all these hundreds. How did my Nintendo News get a copy? Okay, I like them, but I'm just kind of surprised here. Oh, Spazio Games. Thanks, Nintendo. You give Spazio a copy. IGN with 100. So yeah, we could see here, like, this is insanity. And, you know, it's well-deserved, like I said. But, you know, there's going to be some 95s and stuff like that going on down. I'm sure there's going to be some 90s. You know, that's fine. Those are all very, you know, reasonable scores for this game. You know, obviously some people are going to like things that other people don't like. 8s? Okay, but that could be like a 4 out of 5. So, you know, but here's where a lot of people are losing their minds because of a negative versus view score. If you yet to step foot into the open world of Hyrule, Tears of the Kingdom is the best way to experience, with just enough new ground to keep things interesting. But if you didn't gel with the 2017 release, the story alone might not be worth the second attempt. And you know what? I kind of agree with that. I don't think that's a bad take. I'm curious to see. Let's take a look at their review scores, because if it was like a 3 out of 5 or something like that, that would be kind of interesting, and it would explain a little bit more, because if you give it a 6 out of 10, I don't know, that's kind of a little bit weird. So obviously a lot of thought went into this review. Oh, they did go a 6 out of 10, huh? I completely agree with the sentiment, but I'm not sure if it's worth, you know, docking the game so much. You know, at the end of the day, it's an opinion on something, so we're not gonna attack someone over an opinion, because at the end of the day, it's what they want to do. But I understand that sentiment of, if the first game didn't click with you, then this game isn't going to click with you, because of the fact that Tears of the Kingdom is definitely built upon Breath of the Wild. It's Breath of the Wild, but a million times better. But at the end of the day, it's still that Breath of the Wild style of game. So if you didn't like Breath of the Wild, I don't think you're going to like this game either. You know, if you tried Breath of the Wild and you were like, this isn't for me, and, you know, I don't feel like Tears of the Kingdom is going to persuade you, because it's more of Breath of the Wild just done better, and with a lot more going into it. We'll talk more whenever I decide to make a video talking fully about the game. Obviously, the game hasn't even come out yet in the States, but like I said, you can get an Australian copy. But I agree with that sentiment. I don't necessarily agree with this score, but that's just their opinion. You know, at the end of the day, like, as long as it's justified, like, a score is fine. And I think the justification here is the fact that, hey, I didn't like Breath of the Wild, and I don't like this game either. Now, you have to question why this individual would review the game if they didn't like it, but, you know, it is what it is. But overall, I think these are some, you know, insanely impressive review scores for Tears of the Kingdom, man. And it's very well deserved. It's really, I think it's well deserved. You know, let's take a look at the all-time high scores for the Nintendo Switch. So it's not eclipsing Breath of the Wild, like I said it wouldn't. It's not going to do it in sales either. But, you know, 96, absolutely insane, absolutely just, you know, huge, and it is well deserving. You know, it's just as good as the house in Phantom Morgana, Dreams of the Revenant edition. What the hell is that? Every time I see that game, I'm like, bro, what is going on here? Like, that is crazy. It is officially the best game of 2023 in terms of scores, no matter what platform we're on, with Metroid Prime Remastered. And at number 2, come on, Witcher 3 re-release again, like Resident Evil 4, Tetris Effect, that also released on the Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pack. Like, this has been a good year so far for Nintendo. Look, at even Xbox gets a little love here. But, you know, the best game of 2023 thus far, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, nothing's beating it. Nothing's beating it this year. Like, Spider-Man 2 is going to be great. Spider-Man 2 is going to be a 90-ish. You know, I feel like there's going to be people that just don't like that style of game. But this game is transcending everything. This game is, you know, an entity in and of itself. And there's so many things I want to say about it, but we'll save that for another video as far as the actual game is concerned. So let me know in the comments section down below if you are surprised by this score because I'm not. You know, I figured it would be 94, 95, 96. It's a little bit higher. You know, it's pretty high end. I said it wouldn't beat Breath of the Wild, and it didn't because I knew it wouldn't because the wow factor and all that stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think of this in the comment section down below. Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this game? Scale of 1 to 10, how good was the Knicks win? We're not dead yet, boys. Series ain't over. This isn't over till I say it's over. Shout out to Frankie Palmieri of Amir. He's the homie. I hope he's doing well. Haven't talked to him in a while. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. Check out the review on the Asus ROG Ally. Big review, big reveal. One of the few people to get one. I've only seen one other video, and that was ETA Prime, who put up a video, who obviously means ETA Prime. This is what he does. So check out that video. Thank you for checking out this video. Hit that subscribe button. I love all you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.